Okay, let's go through a bunch of problems with the goal in mind to solve the equation. We'll start off with linear equations where x is to the first power. And so our goal in mind is to get x all by itself. So we see what's being done to x and we undo it. Two options here. We can add the x over to the other side, or we could take away 7 from both sides. Let's take away 7. If we take away 7 from both sides, what we have is a negative x equals to a positive 12. And this is like a negative 1 multiplied by x. We can divide by negative 1. And we have our answer that x is negative 12. On this question, we have 7 minus 2x is 25. If we take away the 7 this time, what we have is negative 2x is 18. And then we divide by the negative 2. Don't just divide by 2. Divide by a negative 2. Therefore, you would get x by itself in one step. And then we'll have x equal to a negative 9. Next up, we have x's on both sides. That's the new wrinkle in this problem. And so we'll add the 5 over to the other side and have 8x is equal to 3x plus 25. And we'll take away the 3x from both sides. So our goal is to get the x's by itself, but if they're on different sides, we're going to have to get them on the same side, and this is how we can accomplish that. And so we'd have 5x is 25, or that x is 5. The new wrinkle in this next problem is that we have to distribute before we even start. We'll distribute this 2 and also distribute it 3. So we have 2x plus 10. But don't forget about this negative 7 here. And that's going to be equal to, distribute this 3 to get 3x minus 6. Before you start moving, let's combine these guys here. Here we're at 2x plus 3 is 3x minus 6. And we're at the same level we were in this other problem. Get the x's on the same side, the y's on the same side. Doesn't really matter who goes to the left or to the right. Maybe now I will take away 2x from both sides. In doing that, you're left with just a 3 on the left-hand side, and then 3x take away 2x is just an x, conveniently. And then we'll add 6 to both sides. Final answer is that x is 9. Okay, so those are 1 or 2 steps. You can just add multiple layers on top of the problem. But yeah, your goal is to get the x. Now we add the fractions into the mix. With this problem, we have 5x over 4 plus 1 over 2 is equal to x minus a half. And the easiest way to do this is to clear out the fractions. We can do that by finding what the common denominator is and multiplying by it. So between a 4, a 2, and a 2, the common denominator is 4. We're going to times the entire equation by 4. By doing that, we'll have a question like the last slide where everything is no longer has fractions involved. 5x over 4 times a 4 is a 5x. 1 over 2 times a 4 is a 2. Then we have our equal sign, and then we have 4x, and then minus 2. And now it's like the last couple problems where we would take away 4x on both sides. X plus 2 is negative 2, and then we would take away 2 from both sides. Be careful here. If you already have a negative 2 and you take away 2 more, you're at negative 4. So we're going to clear out by multiplying by the common denominator. Let's do it again here. Between 4 and 3, common denominator is 12. So if we take 100 minus 4x, and that's all over 3, and we multiply that by 12, that's like multiplying it by 4. We get 400 minus 16x. If we have 5x plus 6, and it's all over 4, and we multiply that by 12, it's like multiplying it by a 3. And we have 15x plus 18. And then 6 times 12 is 72. 72 and 18 is a 90. Okay. If we take away 15x, that's fine. We'll end up with 400 minus 31x is 90. And then we add, we take away the 400. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a mistake. Great, I caught the mistake. It was 100 minus 4x, and so we, oh no, there's no mistake. That's minus the 16x. Okay, now we're good, we're good, we're good. And so we get minus, oh, that's perfect, yeah, minus 310. We get minus 31x is minus 310, and so the answer is 10 after dividing by 31. Sorry, I thought there was a mistake there, but there wasn't. Now, if you have a fraction equal to a fraction, you should handle it differently. Fraction equal to a fraction, you should cross multiply, not cross cancel, cross multiply. So we take 3 times 5x minus 4. That's equal to 2 times 5x plus 4. Distribute to get 15x minus 12 equal to 10x plus 8. Subtract the 10x to get 5x minus 12 is equal to 8, and add the 12. You do the opposite operation, and we end up with 5x equals 20. Divide by the 5 to get that x is 4. Okay. One last question from this set. Let's multiply everything by x in this last equation. Common denominator is x. We'll end up with 10x minus 13 is 4x plus 5. Subtract the 4x to get 6x minus 13 is 5. Add the 13 to get that 6x is 18. Divide by the 6 to get that x is 3. And you can check every one of these problems by plugging those values of x back in to see if you got it right. You can almost grade your own exam. Okay, and we'll take a look at the next set of questions in another video where we're solving quadratic equations.